Good evening, everybody. How are we? Welcome. Hope your day has been good. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, one and all. Hope everyone's had a wonderful time. What is Swedish for let's go? That's a good question, Jason. We probably need to work that one out, don't we? Colour Spirited, by the way, pal. Nice to see you. Who else? We're in Rougeau's here. Ryan Hunt's here. MCG's in. We're talking about koala bears or pandas. Musterman's in. That's probably why. Welcome, Musterman. Massive shout out to the main man who created the wonderful skin that we're using tonight, which may or may not work well. It might work badly. Willem's Gallery's in. Pleasure to see everybody. We've got loads of people on TikTok as well. Boog, Piss Baby. What a name that is. Just gone straight out the blocks there. Just going, you know what? Piss Adult was taken. So, Piss Baby. Unless Piss Adult is your dad. And your Piss Baby. So there's a family of pisses, possibly. I'm getting cancelled already, aren't I? Loot Monkey's in. Let's so get so is my guess in Swedish. That probably sounds about right. It's very hurdy-gurdy, isn't it? The lad Ben, great podcast. Listen to work today. Yes, my friend. Pleasure having you in, Ben. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much, everyone. Welcome. Shall we get into it? Because we're going to do Moneyball. And we've got the master in with us. And he's going to explain what's gone wrong and what is about to go even worse. So, should we have a little nosy? I think that seems a good idea. So, it's a pleasure to see you all. You are wonderful people. It's nice to be surrounded by incredible people on a Wednesday when we start talking about the sorts of stupid nonsense that we're going to do. Let me just quickly post this up. I'm just putting a thing that... Right, here we go. We're ready to go. We are ready to go. I'll tell you right now, this is going to happen. This is happening. Yeah. We're in. It's going to be wonderful. Right. So, the season ended. And that's probably all we've got to say about that, to be honest. The season has ended. And it was fine, in a sense. Thomas, appreciate the follow, by the way. Very, very kind. Pleasure to have you in. Thank you, sir. Of course, if you are on TikTok, Twitch, or YouTube, welcome one and all. Please feel free to drop follows if you haven't already done so. It'll be awesome for you to do that. Show your support for the lads and or lasses. And everyone, in fact, to be honest. So all people should be having support. So the season ended. We finished 9th, which is fine, to be honest, given that we turned up halfway through the season. We took over a side with no real understanding of what the team could do. We didn't really know the players. We put a 4-4-2 into the system when that'll do without really much thought behind it. And I think probably fair to say that wasn't the best tactic to use, but it served its purpose. So we are going to have to try and consider what we do going forward. 9th is great considering the earlier flirt with relegation. And flirt we did, Musterman. We flashed a bit of ankle at relegation, but we decided not to get relegated. We almost had a little lustful glance at Europe at one point, and then just went, oh, not for me, thank you. We're just going to sit here and be happy. Sitting next to AIK, we're 3 points behind AIK, which we would have ripped your arm off at the start. And remember when we said Malmo was the job we wanted? Well, we finished above Malmo. So, overall, quite a turnaround. Katie, how are you, my friend? A pleasure to have you in. Long time not seeing you for a while. Hope life is treating you good. Jason missed last night's stream but caught it the next day on YouTube. Sounds like a few douchebags were out. Yeah, we had a few. Trying to explain Moneyball to kids who didn't get it. It was fun. In fact, no, it wasn't fun. It was painful. That's what it was. It was painful. MUFC, appreciate your follow. Very, very kind. Thank you. Nice to have you in. Life's been a bit wild, but we survive. How's you and the fam? Same, Katie, to be honest. But you're right, we do. You know, we make a way around it, don't we? We have to just deal with it and we get on with it. So that's what we've done. It's been a bit of an up and down year. might fully tell the story eventually at one point as to how this year's gone. But yes, I believe the phrase is "we move," so it's all good. I can't complain. You know, life is good. Eldest Jameson had his birthday yesterday, so he was 7 yesterday. So that was fantastic. That's a bit scary, realizing that your eldest is now 7. But that's cool. And then the other one, the youngest one, I mean, he turned 6 in November, so that's going to be a bit weird as well. Because of course he was born just before the Pando, so that's obviously a stark reminder of just how far we've come since then. So that's where we are. That's where life is. We are moneyballing in Sweden. Okay, I'm going to probably do a must demand. I can't imagine we're going to continue very often on this one. Loopy Monkey Gaming. I'm a gooner, but would love to know your thoughts on our window so far. I'll be honest with you, Loopy. As I said yesterday, I don't really care what everyone else is getting up to. Like I follow very little football. I follow Sunderland, and that's it. I don't care about what anyone else does. And quite frankly, like, I think everyone just gets a bit too wrapped up in other people's business. Like, ultimately, Arsenal aren't going to win the league again. It's just another season where they're not going to win the league. So it's just like, I'm kind of getting a bit pissed off with Arsenal, to be honest. Like, what's the point of them? Do you know, they either need to start winning something, or get rid of Arteta, and just either just be 6th. You know what I mean? Or try and win. And if you're not going to bother, then just get rid. Soz down. But do you know what I mean? It's like, it is literally like, all right, okay, great, they're going to finish 3rd. Like, okay, 20 years ago it was like, let's finish 4th. Now it's like, let's finish 3rd. And it's like, oh, all right, okay. In about 70 years, Arsenal might challenge, which is a shame, because I think out of the teams that are at the top, I'd probably prefer them to do something, until recently, when of course they finally announced that they were harbouring a wrong'un. So quite frankly, fuck them. So that's where they are. Fans want Arteta out due to Madueke. I mean, look, Arsenal's transfer policy of only signing 30-year-old players from Chelsea is a stupid policy. But you know what? It's up to you guys. Do what you need to do. Villa win the league before Arsenal? Quite probably. Yeah. Like, I genuinely think Man United will win the league again before Arsenal. But maybe even Sunderland have more of a chance. So anyway, here we are. We're in Sweden, right? And this is what happened with our sort of like... So we took over here, right? Just before this Scott Fint game. So we've been at the club for 4 months now. 5 months. 4 months. Yeah. We drew with Elfsborg. We were fine. We lost to Hammarby. So there's 2 defeats there, Hammarby and Gothenburg. Drew with Djurgården, but then we beat AIK. We beat Halmstad. We lost, weirdly, to Bromma Papakonya. Beat Kalmar, who finished in the European spots. Lost to Mjällby, and I think that was the one where we were 3. Oh no, Falkenberg was where we were 3-0 up and drew 3-3. We made too many substitutions. That was a bit rubbish. Örebro we beat. Lord FM, appreciate the follow. Very kind, very kind. Thank you, my friend. Welcome in from the Raiders, everybody. How was your stream? What was a good one? I wish TJ would stop sitting on the fence so much. I know I've got a spelk in me backside, haven't I? And we do say spelk up north. If you're down south, splinter. Or if you're part of the turtles and you want to talk to your rat, splinter. Maybe that's where they get rat from. Back in the Net podcast. Welcome. Hope nice to see you in. Playing LMA 2003, says Lord. Good work. I must admit, right, and again, if TJ's throwing hands tonight, LMA manager, I'm calling it. Not that great. Not that, you know what I mean? Everyone keeps going on about like how it's mint. For me, I'm not convinced. I'm just putting it out there. You know, I get the fact that people can go and try some other bits and bobs, but I would rather play PES personally. You know, give me a bit of Masters League. I'd be all over it. I'm about to throw hands, says Dan. Look, this is I'm just you know what, I'm gonna go with this. I'm just saying what I see. right? Okay? I'm at an age now, I'm 45, I have no fucks left to give, so I'm just like, right, here's where it is, okay? As a realistic simulator, no, but we'll say that LMA Manager still has some of the best user interface of any management game made. Fair. All I'm doing is saying my perspective. I personally didn't find it fun, or certainly not as fun as everybody else. Elias Lindholm, can you show IFK no coping squad? Well, really, I would say yes, but really, there's no point because we don't have any attributes on. And we're in 2032, so a lot of the players that you probably have in the squad now aren't there anymore. So I can... TJ is often wrong. TJ is not often wrong. TJ is sometimes right. I don't know whether that means whether often wrong is not, but look, there is moments where I'm deemed to be correct. Yeah. Mr. Dennis, are they charging 50 quid for a full game, even though they messed up with FM25? It should be free. It is free. If you're on Amazon Prime, it is free. Stop whinging. Also, no one says you have to buy it. It's not $59.99. Who's charging $59.99? Steam. Oof. If it's Steam, you might want to go and get it on Game Pass. It must be free on Game Pass, surely by now. But yeah, Amazon Prime, definitely free. Epic Games? I don't know. I don't know about Epic Games. But you can definitely get it for cheaper than 60 quid. It wasn't even 60 quid when it first came out. So I think you're getting scammed there, pal. So definitely try and find it somewhere else for it's 45 quid on Steam and Xbox. There you go. Yeah, if you're on an Xbox, then maybe. LMA Manager was elite with a proper build a new stadium feature, says Chris. And right, here's the thing. This is why people think LMA Manager was good, because of the stadium builder. No one mentioned about the management and the actual game itself, but it had a stadium builder, which I appreciate the stadium builder. Ultimate Soccer Manager had a stadium builder, but I would never say it's great because obviously it had all the bungs and the bribes and all that sort of stuff in it as well, which again, of its time was novel and interesting, but I don't think I can go back to it. But I do think it's the stadium builder that people... Again, I'm probably going to get myself shot here, right? A lot of people want a stadium builder, and I'm alright with that. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if I ain't the manager's job. I've got lots of stuff in this game that is not the manager's job that I shouldn't have to do or see. So in that case, you might as well build the stadium. You know? Can't believe they're getting rid of touchline shouts in FM26. Why? Well, they're not. They got rid of them in FM25 because it didn't work. We don't know what's happening in FM26. I'm not getting into this already. I am not right, mark the time. 9:45 on the 16th of July. I am not getting into what is not in FM26. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Stop trying to tell people what's not in. I can guarantee you do not know. You know what? I'll tell you what's not in. Wizards. There's no wizards. There's no monsters. There's very few dragons. And there is a lot less car chases than there was previously. Okay? So that's where we are. That's where FM26 is. Right? Everything else, we don't know. Okay? I'm just going to say we don't know that. Why would it be called FM25 when it has been? It's not called FM25. They've cancelled it. They literally go back and read the press releases. FM25 was cancelled. Don't start me on this one. I kicked off yesterday about Moneyball. Exactly, so it'll be FM26 this November. Exactly, Harley, what are you on about? That's what I've just said. They've taken everything out of FM25 because FM25 doesn't exist. So we don't know what's in FM26 because we don't know anything about it. There could be loads of new stuff in there. They could have dragons and monsters and flying saucers, aliens. Maybe there's an Area 51 mode where you actually get to grow your own new gens off the back of space crashes. We don't know. It's probably unlikely, licensing and that, but it's probably unlikely. Unk, how are we, Tony? I'm all right, thanks. Not too bad. I feel like I was teetering. I almost started the stream normal, didn't I? I was that close. I was that close to actually talking about Football Manager. So close. TJ Talks FM. I don't think you're explaining yourself enough. I don't think so, Ryan. I think what I need to do is I need to be more clear. I think I'm still leaving a lot of stuff down to interpretation, aren't I? I was literally crashing out for a second. Yeah. Look, it'll be fine. I mean, if anyone's clipped any of that, it'll make great. I don't think TikTok is for me. I often think that, MCG. I often think that. In FM26, new gens will look like 65-year-old men as well. No, they won't. I don't know. I'm trying to work out who's being serious and who's not now. Source Bezel, appreciate the follow, and JL9, appreciate it. I forgot we actually have one last game to play this season as well, which is like in 7 days' time. So ultimately what I'm saying, right, the performances were fine. When they were fine, they were fine. When they were bad, right? Nearly got some foam coming out the side of TJ's mouth. I think it's time to have a hooch. Cheers, everyone. How's the save been? The save's been good. The save has been good. As I say, I'm not 100% sure that 4-4-2 is what we're going to do going forward. We are going to lose players this summer due to a lack of finances. And we are going to rebuild. We are going to rebuild. Right now, what that looks like, I don't know. How that's going to work, I don't know. We started making some notes yesterday. In terms of players' contracts that are up this season. Okay, let's talk FM just for a second. In terms of money, we have none. Yeah. Do you have any tips for audio like your mic? I feel my mic quality is not good, even though it's a £100 microphone. Okay, well this is a £500 microphone with a £200 audio interface. That definitely helps. But if you've got a £100 microphone, just look for some filters. Like you get a noise gate, get a noise gate, so what's it called? Noise reduction on it as well, and just a bit of stabilization, and you should be able to make a £100 microphone sound pretty good. I had the Elgato Wave, which was probably a little bit more, it was about 150 or whatever, but it was still USB, and that sounded class. That sounded really, really good. So yeah, you can make a £100 microphone sound like a £300 microphone, but I would spend a lot of time on your mic, because your mic is your friend. More mic before camera. That's what I recommend. I don't remember. I'm afraid, Ben. I don't remember. Are we going to get FM26 for GTA 6? No idea. Looping Monkey. No idea. Maybe. How's the light performing at the minute? At the minute, it's hanging in, Ryan. But I have had to load it up for an hour before the stream started. So that's worrying. What about He-Man? Is there more or less of He-Man? There is the same amount of He-Man, Jason, in FM26 as this one. Xhaka to Sunderland. Is that confirmed? Is this people just toying with me now? Because if it's true, I'm going to be so happy. Honestly, we need a bastard in midfield. You know. Chris, what's a good league to manage in? Not the big leagues. Well, look, I always say Scandinavia. I think it's fun. Romania was good, actually. I did quite enjoy Romania. Croatia is one that I want to try. I don't know whether Croatia's good, but I want to try Croatia, so I would say that, to be honest. We hope Arsenal hijack the deal. You want Xhaka back home. Oh, there you go. That is why Arsenal won't win the league. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally trying to take players of teams who would be happy just to survive in the Premier League. There's title challengers Arsenal, everybody. We've got Luke 09. Luke 09's a mint. Luke 09's class. We have a twat, Luke 09. Yeah, but he's not a cunt though, is he? He's not a bastard. Like, you know, he's just a bit of a knobhead. he doesn't know when to not get booked. Like, I want someone who like turns up and knows that he's getting booked. Evening, Chris. Welcome in again, Chris. I think, do you set your alarm deliberately for about 15 minutes to go, right, he's probably gonna get all of his rage out early, and then when I join in, the context it doesn't really matter. I've already been off on one. Just no, Sunderland should not have signed Henderson. Right, let's cut that one back out again. Henderson to Sunderland was a stupid idea. We talked about it yesterday, and no, Sunderland should not have signed Henderson at all. Yeah. People saying Sunderland signed loads but have to go AFCON. Yeah. Lots of players are going after the AFCON, but you know what? It's fine. That's 1 month. Not a problem. I don't see why this is a big deal. Andrata, favourite save you've ever done? I loved the Building Nation Greece until Larissa sacked us. And then I was very upset with them. Yeah. I would suggest that Brentford also shouldn't have signed Jordan Henderson. Exactly, Kay. This is the thing. So I now don't have to be morally on the fence about Henderson coming back. I don't have to change my standpoint. I don't have to sit there and go, oh God, yeah, it is a fairy tale. It's fine. Like, I can just sit and go, yeah, I don't have to have that problem. Yeah, he's not come back, so it's fine. Let him go somewhere else. It's someone else's problem now, not ours. Evening, Nathy B, how are you, pal? Good to see you. Long time before I've seen you, mate. Hope you're good. Hope life's treating you well. Aiming for 40 points before Christmas. Oh, Ryan, man, we'll be in. Yeah, like by the time that the AFCON comes round, we'll be 7 points clear at the top of the table. God, your soul, Job. I was excited to see if you can do well in the Premier League. Nah, he's gone. Like, it's fine. Like, let him go. He's probably better off going, because what'll happen is the English media will try and batter him. If Sunderland are struggling, he's the first name that everyone's going to focus on. So no, get him out of the limelight. Let him develop as a player. You know, was I a Sunderland fan when Henderson was last there? I mean, technically, I've always been a Sunderland fan. I've always looked out for them. He was brilliant, but then he went and joined Liverpool. So I've been Sunderland all my life, but I've been Villa as well. Like, so Sunderland's my growth place. So I was born there. I followed Villa, and then obviously the Gerrard thing happened, and I was like, you know what? Nah, that's not for me. And also that coincided with falling out of love hard with the Premier League, and I quite like the fact that Sunderland were down in League One, toughing it out, and I was watching more League One football than I was Premier League football, and I was like, you know what? I was not even secret Villa links, Chris, like very open, blatant Villa links, but I was more happy watching League One football, and I thought, you know what? There was that local, that what's the word? Not local, but like that sense of belonging, like when Sunderland were in League One, and I was like, do you know what? Like, everyone who's trying to take the piss, I found it was affecting me and it was touching me personally. I was just like, no, you don't just come in and take the piss out of this. And I think that was when I realised that doesn't leave you. That never leaves. And a sense of home pride as well, I suppose, really. Like, I've not lived in the Northeast for years either. And I think it was just that. And the Sunderland Till I Die with Netflix and that, like, loads of people like sort of coming out and taking the piss, and I was like, oh, you know what, nah, I'm not having that. And I never felt that way about Villa. Like, even derby games, I never felt it. Like, against the Blues, I never felt a rivalry, because I never lived it. Whereas, of course, Sunderland Newcastle, I know what that derby is about. I know what those games mean, and those feelings have never ever moved. Even as a quote unquote neutral, I've always favoured one side far more than the other. And then, of course, the takeover at Newcastle was just like, it just solidifies another thing in my brain, which just goes, do you know what? Yeah, like, this is fine. We'll do it the right way. I'm not it just made more sense. And then, of course, I was like zipping back and watching more games and stuff, and just, yeah, being there just made sense. So, yeah, that's where I am. That's where I am. So make of that what you will, right? If everyone says, oh, you can't change clubs, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. It makes no difference. Nothing happens, right? No one comes around to your house and takes your kids away or whatever, right? You just go, do you know what? I'm going back to support the club that I'm born from. Like, that's where I'm from. I'm going to support them. You can't upgrade, though. That's the thing. You can't upgrade. That's the only thing. You can't do that, right? But you can go back. If you've chosen to support somebody else, you can go back to your local team, 100%, and you probably should, or like your proper local non-league team, whatever. You should do that. And again, it's a sense of belonging, I think. And looking at the kids I've got now, I'm like, you know, I need them to sort of like understand what's gone on, because they've obviously now got to try and work out who they're going to support. And I mean, even though York are a racist club, I'd rather that than Liverpool, you know. If Villa win the league, if Sunderland win the league, Sunderland beat Villa in the league, technically you've upgraded. True, that's true. Then I've got to reevaluate myself again. Changing clubs is fine, especially if it was when you were a kid. Oh yeah. I mean, I was 30, 40 when I changed, so yeah, we're gonna fall out. Look, Katie, I've said my views about Liverpool, right? And I don't like the fact that Aldous Jameson has a Liverpool shirt. And I don't like the fact that Mrs. J's parents keep trying to force this Liverpool narrative down his neck, including Mrs. J as well, to be honest. I've bought him Liverpool shirts, which I don't approve of. And even then, and I bought him. Look. That's his. Still in the wrapper. He refuses to wear it. He refuses to even acknowledge that he has it. So, yeah. Like, he wears an England shirt now. Yeah. Ugh. That's fine. I've got two children. I'll focus my attention on the youngest one. Let's see where we go. Right, so we've got a game to play against Gothenburg. We've got that to do, but I know we'll get the Scotland thing. Well, we're going to Scotland for our holidays, so don't worry. He'll pick up a Scotland shirt. But he's got the purple England shirt, and I like that. And even as a Scotland fan myself, and of course of dual nationality, that is a class shirt. I'll give him it. He's not just bought the white one with the 3 lions. We got him the purple one, and it was about £5. And the purple kits. That was class. So I'm all right with that. Okay, I'm okay with that. Get him another shirt you can leave in a packet. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we bought him the York City away one for his birthday yesterday, which he actually asked for. So we are making progress. But let's have a look. Let's hope the youngest plumps for Villa. Yeah, I guess so. You can do that. That's fine. You know, what's with all the FM streamers coming here on holiday? I know Llama's coming up, isn't he? We're not holidaying together, which I would love that, by the way, if that was the situation. But yeah, no, he's off. He's off to Edinburgh, I believe, as well. So yeah, we're up there. We're going to go and see the last weekend of the Fringe, because they've never seen the festival before, and I've not been back since I was used to do it all the time. So yeah, we thought we'd take them up, get them to have a little look around, go see some family, see some friends, and yeah, it's going to be good. Justice for TJ. The rest of the Jamesons using jiu-jitsu dark arts to influence Elders Jameson. Yeah, that's true. You were back from Greece. There's some beautiful shirts. A Fiorentina one with back to goal on the back. Couldn't convince the missus it was worth €40. I mean, Katie, you need to do that when the missus ain't watching. Like, that has got to be an absolute lock purchase. That's in, right? That is in. I've given Llama a detailed guide. If anything goes wrong, it's my fault. Fair play, MCG. At least you're willing to take the blame. Yeah. Getting too addicted to my FM save. I'm going to end up going to see Tripoli at some point, says Cheesy Football. We've all been there. We've all been there. It was a faker. It was more fake than a 2 bob note, but still. You know. When's the last week of the Fringe? Last week of August. Quinn's downloaded a logo pack and face pack. The face pack doesn't work and the logo shows on some teams. Do I know why? Yeah, something's wrong. So, players that are leaving. Players that are leaving. Kalanko, Conte, Debo, Pitnick and Cornvig. That will generate us £800 a week saving. Okay? Which, given the fact that we are currently £9,500 over on our budget, and it might change because we don't know what next year's finances are going to look like, that gives us something to work with, some sort of wiggle room. Musterman, I don't even remember, Joe McNabb. We had high hopes for him, but there's something that's just not quite worked, and also he keeps getting injured. I mean, this here is 7.1. I don't know. That feels like it shouldn't actually be that high. He still wants to leave. He's still on just shy of £2,000 a week. We might need to replace him, but I'd rather not replace him. Ultimately, I need at least one more centre back. I need a goalkeeper and a striker, and I need some sort of beef in midfield, I reckon, or someone creative. We don't know. He always wanted more defensive or fullbacks, from what I recall. Not going to do the exciting stuff. That is true. Adam Whitehouse, appreciate the follow, my friend. Very kind. Blanks, TJ the GOAT, we love you, best FM creator about. See that? You should all... Blanks is saying it. And if Blanks is saying it, then I think we need to pass that around. I think that could take off. That could be a thing that people latch onto. If enough people say it, people will start believing it. Yeah? And in fact, do you know what? Right, let's actually try and make that a thing, okay? Because there is where are we now? This is oh, here we go. Right, you can. This is a seamless link right here. Right, you can nominate for your favorite football content creator. Now, I'm not saying you suggest you vote for me, right? Okay. The Football Content Awards are up and running again for 2025. Nominations are open. Everyone who's on TikTok, I've had to post into the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat because TikTok doesn't like me posting links, right? But the Football Content Awards 2025, if you could spare a second and vote for the FM Show podcast and nominate that would be awesome, right? It's all football content creators, so it goes all the way up to like your James Alcotts, your James Richardsons, everything, literally everything. But we got an email about it at the podcast. I got an email about it as TJFM, and please don't vote for me because I'm not one of the best football content creators in the country, right? I know that, but my podcast is good. In fact, it's very good, right? The FM show is class, so we would appreciate it if you did have a bit of were able to nominate it. That would be lovely, and we don't think we'll get enough nominations to be part of anything, but it would just be nice to be in that conversation. So if you find yourselves with a couple of seconds of time free and you'd like to put a nomination in for us, we'd appreciate it, is all I'm going to say. Yeah? But as I say, don't vote for TJ. Do not vote for TJ. Vote for the FM show if you're going to vote for anything. Or another content creator. Yeah? Right. Back to the save. Weird face. Appreciate the follow. And that's a weird face because it's an emoji, not like just... not I've seen them and I've went, ooh. Which category? I don't know. That's a good point. Podcast, maybe? All I've got here is Football Content Awards nominations. What is your name? What is your email address? Who are you nominating? Oh yeah, Scott, because I've not gone. I'm not gone on the page. Hang on, let me do it. I'll do it with you all around, okay? See if I can. I'm sure I could nominate the podcast. The FM Show podcast. Unk, I'll give you 4 coins if you answer this correctly. Go on, Unk. What's your question? Let's see. Best podcast. Oh, best podcast. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Because we're not Premier League organisation, international. You could put best in video creators, I suppose, maybe. Or let's put best in video and then put best podcast organisation, international. Best content creator. Let's just put best content or best new content creator. Yeah. I guess just tick as many as you want, really. Really see what. Brief description of the nominees. The FM Show podcast make fantastic weekly podcast content on YouTube and audio platforms about Football Manager. The content they produce each week is engaging, hilarious, and informative. The show has gone from strength to strength this year. I mean, this is any links or content to share. Then just put the YouTube channel, I suppose, really. Which is what? Where's the? Let's see, where is it? The FM Show. I mean, you think that the fact that we've got to put all this, is this nomination for an independent creator? Yes. Website link. Twitter link is... I love the way that you've got to fill all this information in, like as if it's like people would be trying to create all this on their own. What's your relationship with the nomination? I'm the owner. What's our TikTok link? Oh. Sorry, I'm aware. This is now definitely changed, isn't it? From like we were doing Moneyball to now it's me like trying to actually recommend that you sign up for some sort of content awards. Right, there we go. Okay, I've submitted it. How do I vote for the chap who did the Newport stream? I think his name was something like Sidwell. Same, yeah. But just put Steve Sidwell's name instead of the FM Show podcast. 16 goalkeepers or 16 strikers? What? I don't understand. One of the presenters is a full England national on FM. What? Don't understand. Right. Let's get this done, shall we? TJ admin stream tour taking a whole new meaning. I know. Right, I'm just going to pay some bills. Do you mind just hanging about for a second while I do that? There's 2 or 3 podcast categories. There is, isn't it? But they're all for like Premier League or Football League. I'll email them and say, look, can we do this and have one about video games? Then one about RDF. That makes sense. Right. Here we go then. So let's get this final match done, and then we can get into the good stuff, right? Which means getting out the well, each person get a shout out when we win. I think so. I think it only seems fair, Ryan. To be honest, why is that form asking for bank details and PIN number? No reason. Just if you could also put, mother's maiden name, inside leg measurement, and yeah, just how you'd like me to, the company, to contact you about Bitcoin. Voted. Thank you very much. How do you find players for Moneyball? We use the scouts. Use the scouts to go in there. Well, not the children. To go and basically we get the scouts, local scout brigade, to go and find players. No, we go and we get the scouts to go and do the reports, and then what we do is we get all that information together. We will then potentially put it into a spreadsheet if I can make the spreadsheet work, or if it's going to be too confusing, I might not do it. But ultimately, we'll look at the stats, we'll look at the data, and we'll go, right, can we improve on what we've currently got? Is there a better, cheaper alternative that might have a little bit more potential, or a bit, it might be better money, might be more value for money. That's what I'm trying to say there. So we'll look at that and see how we get on. Did I make a Luke as a creator and then use a podcast? Cool. Fair. I think you can vote for as many people as you want, as many different times. So, yeah, that's awesome. Just send scouts for each position and compare. Well, I've only been here 4 months, so how we're looking at this, Liam, is this is kind of, we're building this up. So the whole save didn't start as a Moneyball save, I must admit. It was, and probably still is, a Journeyman. But what we've decided to do is we've decided to try and settle in Sweden, because I think Sweden's somewhere that we could look to build the Moneyball principle, particularly given the fact we have no cash. Like, there's no other way of recruiting if you've got no money. So what I've looked at doing is I've gone through things like what our scouts have already done in terms of reports, and we're trying to sort of like pull those players to one side and be like, right, okay, what do they look like? How do they match up to what we've already got? Are there some players there that we can approach, or are we going to be, are we going to be stuck without? Yeah. When do clubs usually get takeovers? When they're massively in debt. Grachmeyer. I voted Triquinho for best hair. I mean, fair play. TJ for best toes. Nice. Gonna bounce 5 o'clock train for London tomorrow. Disgusting. That sounds minging, Katie. But yes, go and get yourself some sleep. And safe travels. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time in the big smoke. But yes, do travel safely, and we'll catch you up soon, hopefully. Yeah, it's always a pleasure seeing you. TJ for best hooch drinker. You better believe it, Dan. Yeah. I'm not seeing another hooch drinker around like me. Do you have any tips to get good at Football Manager? Honestly, Gabriel, if I knew. The first tip I'd give you, watch the FM Show podcast on YouTube, and then listen to what RDF says. Ignore everything I say. So, right, let's get this match out of the way first, and then we can start to look at the whole issues we've got with the team. Gabrielle Brody in with a follow. Appreciate that. Very kind. Thank you. Right, Muster Man, I hope you've got a notepad with you for where we're going to be going with this one. 2Mix, appreciate the follow as well. Very kind. And Ian Evans, appreciate the follow. Is it Ian? Oh, Ion. Owen, maybe. 2Mix, rehydrating. Yes, of course, absolutely. So, right, so final match of the season up against Gothenburg. It's a big match. We're away from home as well, and we put some faces on for everyone, so that everyone can be happy about the fact we've got faces on. Yeah. 3 points, please. That's what we would like. Or even just 1 point would be cool. I've lost my pen already. Where did I put my pen? Oh, it's there. Maybe you might even see if I use the squad planner. Who knows? Can't lose last game of the season. Well, you know what? I bet you we can. I bet you we can. I'm not a betting person, but I have faith in the players that that's exactly what they'll do. Conte, he's playing his last game for the club, sadly. He's not a bad player, but he's earning too much money. Ristic. We need to keep Ristic. We need to keep Ayari. We need to keep Josefsson. Zekovic as well. And then everyone else, places to play for. The Journeyman saved Landemir in Luxembourg with the mighty FC Erpeldange. 72. Ryan, I love the fact that you've said the mighty, because there's only the only people that say the mighty are small football clubs or bands. It's the mighty Pantera. I'm off to see the mighty Boss Tones, and they've even got it in their own name. So they actually preempted that. The Mighty Ducks. Mighty Boosh, yeah. Mighty Mouse as well has that in as a prefix. Oh no! 2 players gone for the same ball, missed it. I think we ended up. I think our 2 defenders took themselves out. Look at this. Watch the 2 go for the ball. Brilliant. I mean, they took the lad out, but the rock band, the Mighty Almighty, yeah, that's how it would work. And you watch that film, The Mighty Bruce Almighty, as well. Conte drops a shoulder. Ayari, Ristic, blocked away. You can tell I'm new. Yeah. If you're expecting victories, then I mean, come on. you have not been here long enough. You're probably wondering why we spent 45 minutes just ranting at the start. You know, oh, this is a novel approach. Yeah. Kvakmeyer in with a follow. Appreciate it, pal. Very kind, thank you. What should I do if I try to sell an old central midfielder 1 year into my save and the agent wants to pay off that is worth more than the transfer? I don't have enough left to pay for it. Cancel it. Tell him no. Tell him no. Tell him to sod off. You don't have to pay it. But be aware that you might end up having to keep that player until his contract runs out. Wrestling tag team, the Mighty Don't Kneel. TMDK for sure. That is niche. That is niche, MCG. Can't lose the last game. Hacken players entered the Michael Jordan mode. Yeah. I took that personally. Yeah, I mean, our players have been on the Swedish beach for most of the season, I think, to be honest. Just what I want to see when looking at preferred tactical style. Route 1, direct counter-attack and park the bus. Time to bring Big Sam and Tony Pulis, like TJ Bull. I got a little twinge when you mentioned all that. Off the underside of the bar and away. There is part of me thinks maybe we just sack off passing the ball and just try and launch it. Josefsson. Your boys are going to give me more coins. Fair play, Hunk. I appreciate that. Keep standing, no kneeling. Yeah. If you're on TikTok, by the way, drop the like on the stream as well. That'll be handy. It makes it more visible. I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with this team? Honestly, there's not a single player here that is is actually making this game work any better. This is making this team work better, I don't think. Right. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. You're in the fan club. Yes, join the fan club. We've got a fan club, believe it or not, over on TikTok. I think we've got one on YouTube as well, but I don't know if anyone's actually taken part in that. We've got subscribers and Prime members over on Twitch, but yeah, there's a fan club, I think, apparently on TikTok. So get yourselves locked in. Get in. Number 1, I think, Unk. Part of the OG squad. Good ball in. Not away though. Kornvig. Floated to the back post. Trusbecht gets a header on it. He's not been brilliant, Trusbecht, but somehow we're like the 4th top goal scorers in the league. Defensively, I think we're the 4th worst as well. So that's worrying. Was that 44 goals scored? There's 54, 50, 52. Yeah. We're scoring goals. We just can't keep them out. So it's defence is where we need to improve, really. Josefferson whips it in. Oh, it's over the top. That looked like it was flying in, to be honest. I'm going to bring Ristich off. Sell can go on. Josefferson probably deserves a bit of a rest. But you know what? Let's bring Ayari off. No, Josefferson. For Balderson. 10 minutes to go. I just feel like this is where it's all going to come crashing down. Ayari's free kick. Tipped over the bar. Can we get anything? 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left of the season. Malmo have taken the lead against No Coping. They're 2-0 up. Zekovic. Oh, sexy Peter. The shot from outside the area. Malmo have moved us down to 10th. Oh, come on. Right. Let's see if we can get a winner. Amane. Great cross in. Ayari's not going to challenge that, is he? Oh, he's won it back, though. Oh! Yes! We might not lose the last game, potentially. That's what we're talking about. Ayari winning it back. What a counter-attack indeed. Trosberg. We're on the fence about him. 2 goals, though. That moves us to 41 points, level with AIK. They've lost to Djurgården 2-0. It might even be 3, potentially. Conte inside Ayari. It's back for Sell. The youngster. Oof. There we go. We haven't lost on the... No, not yet, TJ. Not yet. At the minute, we aren't losing on the last day of the season. Ayari, what a turn. And Oliver Sell, young striker, brought through the youth system. I may be new, but I had faith the lads would get 3 points the last day of the season. You know what, Luke Monkey? I've got an apology to make to you. Okay? You believed, and I didn't. And I respect that. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you. It's difficult. Very rarely in this stream, in this community, do people come in and have faith. So I never really know how to react when people are confident. Because I go, I don't think they've been here long enough. They don't really know what's going to happen. Like, they can't just come in and say, statistically, you're going to win. That doesn't make any sense. We've been here before. But I appreciate the fact that you believed. Loopy Monkey. I appreciate that. And that is how we finish the season. 3-1 away to IFK, which is a massive, derby against Gothenburg. And we were 1-0 down. Right, we've got 1.19 million in the bank now, which still doesn't take us out of the red. Okay, beautiful work for the last match of the season. I agree, Unc. That was superb. Absolutely superb. But what we have to think now is, what does that mean for next season? Okay, so in terms of the performance, the fans are happy. They can see, as Luke Monkey has demonstrated, the fans believe. The fans are there thinking that TJ Ball is starting to, they're starting to see it. Now the question, of course, is do we stick with that 4-4-2, or do we look to change it? I've got a little idea of a 3-4-3. I've got a little idea of maybe like a 4-5-1, even a 4-3-3 could work. But if 4-4-2's the one, is 4-4-2 the one? Yeah. TJ, we've reached level 2 of the fan club. Unk, appreciate that. Thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you. User 5737. Appreciate the follow. I see the vision in TJ Ball. First that game proved it. So the thing that I tweaked, that I think was probably key to that, we went a little bit more standard passing. And again, this is all well and good to do after the event. We countered, we took the slow pace off, and that made it a little bit more of something. Yeah. So okay, so that's what the tactic now looks like. Right. Oh. I'm gonna save it as the flat pack 4. Okay. I think we also went positive as well. So I think there was a slight change with the mentality. So, right, Musterman, are you still about? I hope he is, because if not, I'm flying solo on this, and only bad things can happen, surely. Right, we've got players that we know are leaving. Okay, oh shit, I am. That's the spirit. What else are we live on? Asks Unk. Live on Twitch and on YouTube. Unk. We are Tony Jameson FM on both those platforms. So, goalkeepers. Let me see if I understand this. Okay. In terms of our goalkeeper, what we want to be looking at is expected goals prevented at a statistic, his saves per 90 minutes, and clean sheets. Is that right? Would that be reasonable metrics to look at? Expected goals prevented is the one that I prioritize. Okay, cool. Because that's the one that I looked at yesterday. Okay, and I had a little bit of a nosy here with goalkeepers. So expected goals prevented here. Okay. I mean, Felix Habila is sat all the way down here in 19th. Okay. So he's got an expected goals prevented of 3.69, which isn't very good. Yeah. Clean sheets are a myth. Oh, yeah. And the same as saves, to be honest, Williams, really, because it's all in comparison to, like, goalkeepers at the bottom of the league are making more saves because they're being tested more. Goalkeepers at the top of the league aren't making saves because they're not really being challenged. Yeah. expected saves per 90 minutes. Expected saves per 90 or expected goals prevented? Where's the goals prevented? Was there a per 90 there? I can't see a per 90. Habiba's not doing well. He's not, is he? Right. Okay, so expected goals prevented is 0.08. Okay, now can I how do I then, because as if that is not there, what skin is this? This is the Musterman skin. Musterman. We should look at stats and clean sheets. All I'm asking for, to be honest, yeah. So I mean, clean sheets. I think, again, I don't really buy the whole clean sheets thing, because I think that's, you know, again, like, just because a goalkeeper's not keeping clean sheets, it could be down to his defenders. It's not always his fault. I guess if he makes a mistake, there tends to be a goal going in. Goals prevented per 90 is in the attacking section of player details. Really? That's... Expected goals prevented per 90 minutes. Madness. Madness. Right. So, he's still all the way down here anyway. So he's got a 0.12, minus 0.12. So essentially, any goalkeeper in the league is going to be more useful than Habila. If we look, okay, so let's look at the positives that we've got for Habila first of all, okay? Because again, I don't want to just throw him under the bus straight away, because again, thinking that we've got a lack of money. Eggery, welcome in, buddy. Nice to see Unk is over on YouTube. Good to see you, my friend. So Habila, the positives are he's 6'2", right? He's 22 years old. He's costing us 525 quid a week. Okay, so that isn't bad. Yeah, glasses are on. Must be a serious stream, says Trek. You better believe it. I've got to be able to read the screen tonight, Trek. So I've got to try and understand numbers, mate. How are you, pal? Hope you're well. So we're looking for it's the summer transfer rebuild. And I say summer transfer rebuild. It's November, innit? It's a summer season, so it's going to be all over the place. But I mean, Habila isn't great. We know that he's not great. How much of an upgrade can we get on him for the price we're paying? That's going to be the interesting thing, right? So if we look at anyone who's got a better expected goals prevented per 90 minutes, so we literally start working our way up. So Habila at 22, next one up, Oliver Pettersson, 32, 2.5 grand. So we've got to pay 2 grand more to get arguably a much better goalkeeper by the looks of it. Potentially. Let's scout him because he might be better. Oh, he's out of contract as well. Sebastian Selin, 3.8 grand. Again, that's more money, but he's 6'8", and do you know what? That is an attribute that often people look at and go, I mean, he is huge. For some reason, it's not in order either. Is it not? Oh, for God's sake. So hang on. So, right. How do I make this? So how do I make this work then? Borsheim, 3,400. We're better off looking there in equivalent leagues. That was going to be my next thing, Willems. You can't. It's stupid. Okay. So the other thing we've got then, if we can't do it this way, the other thing we've got is we can go to the search, okay, and we can put it in here. I mean, I've got goalkeepers that are based in other comparable nations. Yeah, and then what we can do is we can export that into a spreadsheet to look at it and see if that makes any sense. Would that appease some people? Would people be happy with that? Nicholas Anderson both have a very high expected goals prevented per 90 minutes. Oh, he's only 500 quid as well. From Falkenberg. Now, they were below us in the table. Right? Falkenberg finished bottom of the league. Right? So is this where we go and we take the bottom team's goalkeeper? This is what I'm on about. Like, you know, like, is he doing better? He's technically doing better than expected because he's been thrown in the thrown to the wolves, essentially. Just went, right, in you go. Try and make as many saves as you can. He likes to rush out, though. But he's agile. His handling's fine. What's the report? So let's give him a wee scout. See what they say. What was the XG? So anything? Okay, so anything positive is what we're looking for, yeah. So Spire, see again. So 1.2. Is there double music for anyone else? Is everyone getting double music? They're getting double music as well. Okay. How about now? How about there? Is that working? Gabe, this is the Musterman skin. So if you type Musterman FM24 skin YouTube, then it'll show up. Is that still it? How bizarre. It's not been... What about that? Is that better? Is it the song? Weird, because it's never... I mean, no one's mentioned it as of yet, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't there before. That's fixed it. Okay. Interesting. That was Discord, so... Oh, fair enough. Obviously, I had Discord open then from the chats with Musterman the other day. Calacanon. Very determined. 4 clean sheets. 44 goals conceded in 31 matches. Expected goals prevented is 0.10. Again, he's going to want a lot of money. He's top in the league for saves. Now, I don't think paying more money is potentially the not the Moneyball way, is it? Olaf less. Now he's not played very much. Expected goals prevented minus 0.25. That feels bad. 9 goals conceded in 4 matches. He's on loan. Right, we might have to go to comparable leagues to work out a better goalkeeper. Brazilian goalkeeper Ramildo Pereira. 33 goals conceded in 30 matches, 10 clean sheets, £300 a week. He's a leader, he's determined. Good jumping, agile, good anticipation, good at kicking. 6'5", that sounds tall. Why does when I go to stats, there's only appearances? How do I change to assists? In which league are we looking? What's Ramildo Pereira like? He's got good hair. Right, stats nerds. What are we thinking for Ramildo Pereira? Because we can't really do a comparison, can we? I think Mustaman was saying the comparison doesn't quite work. You don't love it. I mean, the thing is, though, some of it we've got to try and... Some of it might be a needs must. Yeah? Okay? If we're looking for a relatively cheap signing, again, think about that. We are trying to save money. We might not be able to save a lot of money, but what can we do? Worth scouting further. Well, yeah, we'll get the scouts on him. See what they say. How do I get more? Oh, it's scouting in progress. Good. Because, yeah, that distribution could be better, isn't it? I mean, even from this, and I know most of my says this doesn't quite technically work, but on this screen, distribution looks better, reactions look better, tactical awareness looks better, sweeping looks better, ball control and passing so much better, endurance, strength, leadership. Like, according to this, he is an improvement. The issue is, he's on loan, so he might not be available. Like, and also we don't know for definite that he's not as good as we think he is, or even like a bit of a step up. I'd definitely keep Abila on the bench, and I'd rotate them both, really, because I think Abila's not dreadful. I think he's had a bad year. I think Abila's been victim of an unfortunate league position, like, and a bad set of defenders in front of him. I think that's been the problem. Yeah, he might be made a bit of a scapegoat, I think. How good is our backup goalkeeper? I don't think we have one. So Habila's definitely going to have to stay. So that's what the goalkeepers look like in Sweden. We've then got the goalkeepers from the neighbouring countries, which I think Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Serbia, Croatia is probably reasonable. And then if we put what their stats of expected goals prevented per 90 is at least 0. And then what have we got in terms of... Is there anyone that we've got a recommendation, have we? So this is the conceded per 90. Where's the expected assists? Goals, minutes at least 1,000. Yes, that's right, yeah. Of course, yeah, actually get some games. Well spotted. Well spotted. This is how I'm learning this. Yeah. Minutes at least 1,000, which we'll have. Is Serbia in the EU? There might be by now, yes. There might be by now. Just stop the TikTok stream. I don't think so. Oh. Yeah, for some... Has it stopped? Why has it stopped? What did I... It's been stopped. I don't know. Studio access suspended. Account will be restored tomorrow. Yeah, maybe we did. Maybe we did. Maybe TikTok has stopped for some reason. No idea why. Chat said live has ended. Oh well. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. If you were on TikTok, you might as well come over here now. Right, okay. So now I want to see the actual important stat, don't I? Which is the goals, expected goals prevented. Where's that? There's a lot of stuff here, isn't there? You don't really need to open play key passes, not that. Open play crosses. Where's clearances? Expected goals prevented. That's the one I want. Expected goals per 90. Right, let me chuck that at the front. Is that our kind of like key thing we want to see, yeah? There's got to be an easy way of doing this, surely. Move this over here. Okay. Right. Put it there. Okay, right. So anything above a 0 is good. Is that right? Anything above a 0 is good. Now, of course, this is going to be dependent upon the leagues as well. We're aware of that. So there needs to be some sort of league modifier in here. Murph is in there. 8 months, my man. Get this man a Hooch. I think I will, Murph. Happy 30th anniversary for Hooch. Hope you're well, my friend. A pleasure having you in. If you aren't following Murph, by the way, give the man a follow. Anything above 0 is good. Right, and then again, we have to look at the league situation. So things like, you know, the second division of Norway isn't going to be great. Where's Valerenga in the Elite Serien? But has he played 25 games in the reserves? Yes. FM Data Lab has league multipliers, but they're a pain to implement. It's not even worth the effort. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then this is the problem, innit? Like, you got to work out what's worth the effort and what's not. And I'm very much like yourselves, like just going, is it worth it? I don't think it is. Part of me's even questioning if this is worth it, you know? Like the amount of time we'll spend looking for a goalkeeper that may or may not be better than what we've actually got. Loot Monkey on the Prime as well. Thank you, Loot Monkey. Very, 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 very much appreciate. Thank you. Johan Rafn Urbancic. Out of contract. Currently in Iceland. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's an amateur. Now, what are they in, though? Are they in the second division, possibly, I think? So that might not be great. Loving the streams, hope to stick around more. No, appreciate that. Appreciate it. There's Samuel Brolin. We know he's good, but we know for $2,500. That's not going to work. Rickard Nilsson. Again, second division of Sweden. And we don't want to just like sort of pick someone from like, you know, the woods. Norsk Tippelagen. Do we need to change these? Let's change these filters again. Hang on, right? Is it not like some sort of? Ah, there you go. Division. There you go. That's what will change. This makes more sense. Okay. Or the Serbian division, what's the Serbian league? Oh, we already got that. So, let's put Denmark as well. Okay, that's more like it. Right, this is better. Make me want to play FM while it's in the background. Yeah, that's good. That's what it's meant to be, right? So, okay. So Nicholas Scher Anderson, we've already got him on the shortlist. He's the lad at Falkenbergs. Okay. Jürgen Svinhaug, who's been playing at Sarpsborg. I mean, he's just signed for them, so he's probably not going to want to leave, is he? Can we add another league in there? Let's maybe change Denmark to Poland, maybe? Do we go back to Poland and see about bringing a Polish goalkeeper? Romania? Czech? I'm trying to think what's like a sort of equivalent league. Iceland, maybe? Oh, there you go. Yeah, we can get a couple of Icelandic goalkeepers here now. So, Abancic, that's one of ours. So, we're bringing him in to have a look at. Tofgeir Haldorfsson. 6'5". Danielson's on 1,400 quid. Who's this guy? Lazar Kalikanin. £775. Very determined. Afraid I got to bail. Old man needs to get some beauty sleep. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Yeah, no worries, Muster Man. I appreciate that. Pop back in on Friday and see if I'm any further. You know, and see where we get with it. But as always, massive love to Muster Man. If you're not following Muster Man, make sure you do. Go and give him all the love, all the flowers. Ivar Forhassen potentially has good decision making. Now, is he going to make a good decision and join us? Now, that could be a question, couldn't it? Out of scouting range. Nicholas is the one. Nicholas has got some potential, but I also think the lad who's free could be interesting. I don't know how much better he is than Habila. My personal favourite is probably the Brazilian goalkeeper, I think. Yeah. I think it's probably Pereira. How do you do Moneyball? Well, I mean, I think we're learning as we go through, to be honest, Loopy Monkey. My plan so far seems to be to look at what we've got and just try and work out almost cheaper ways of getting players in and like saving money, looking at the attributes for what would be worthwhile. You know, what is going to be valuable to us. How can we make those get those buy wins essentially? Manu Lorenzo as well is another player there. He's played for Budaglim's second team, so his attributes aren't going to be aren't going to be as reflective of top flight football, but he comes with a reputation and a recommendation from the scouts. So again, maybe an option. Maybe an option. I suppose then moving into centre backs, that's where we can get some fun again. Lots of Mustaman videos of steely determination and acceptance that women won't like us anymore. I mean, yeah, there's probably that. There's probably a bit of that. Would you usually use setup help players in a Moneyball save as you can sell them for money? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, ultimately, look, what you're trying to do is you're trying to buy wins. Like you're trying to improve your points. So the more you can do, the more you can do that, then the better. So I think there's that's a text file one, isn't it? Yeah, if you're going to sell your youth players on, then absolutely do that. Where's the because I've got a spreadsheet, see, as well, which should work, but I'm still having a bit of trouble trying to get it to work. So let's see if it works now, shall we? Oh, that's right. I need to go into this. This is what I've got to do, isn't it? That one, and where's the other one? Sorry, I'm just trying to open some stuff in the background here. Because if I can get this working, then that might help us. It might not. I don't know. Because look. See? Do you remember that from when we were in Larissa? Do you remember? We had that spreadsheet on that we sort of like tried our best to work through. Transfer windows is closed for ages. No, not at all. Y2 James, we're in Sweden, remember? So you can actually have a Swedish player, the Swedish lads are going to be around for a while. Ballsed up again. Yeah, for some reason it's not working. So I've got these two Moneyball spreadsheets downloaded, and for some reason they're not having any of it. Oh well, never mind. I mean, we've made the save. We've made the save points. That's what we need, you know. Am I using the right view? No, it's Excel. That's where we need to go. I've got to import them into Excel or like Google Sheets. And I've done the export and everything like that, and it should theoretically work fine. It used to work back in when we did it in at Larissa. It was working fine, but I don't know why it's not playing fair now. And I've downloaded the updated version as well, so it's not like I'm sort of still messing about. Did they not come with their own views to export them into the right order for columns? No. You got to download it, and it came out as an XLXS file. Do I need the views as well? Let me see if that works. Then hang on, right? Manage views. What's this? Because actually that's probably a fair thing then. Right, where's... Why are these views not in here? They're meant to be here. Right, what's the import view? Ah, there you go, right, okay. Shortlist view? No. Scout view? Ah, right, okay, there you go, right. So that's that, right, okay. Larissa board have corrupted the Excel, corrupted Excel. XLSX is solely Excel. You'll need to do it as a CSV. Oh, really? Okay. Right. Okay. So let me see. Can I? Right. So hang on. So changing a XLSX to CSV. Right. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Open the Excel file you want to convert. Go to File, Save As. Right. Need a converter. There's a converter. This feels like such a faff on, doesn't it, for like something that we're essentially not going to do very well. I'm glad you lot are here keeping me right. Because otherwise this would take a long time. Right, download that and then add more files. Okay, right, so if I now go to Google Sheets, open up a new spreadsheet, upload that as a CSV. All right, okay, right, that seems to work now. Right, okay. Right, okay. And then if I open that and upload download the other one first. Why is that still processing? Conversion failed. We joked on, didn't we, about like how this is like literally an admin stream right now, and we are working out how we can. Are we really sitting watching TJ do admin? Yes, yes, we are. This is how it's happening. It's like watching like primitive animals, like animals trying to use like primitive tools. So he's just bashing the floor. Does he know what he's doing? No. Right. So for example, if we now go back to... Is it that? No, it's not that. What was the other search I had? Oh, what size all columns? There you go. Right, okay, so if I now copy this. As a web page, I think. That's right. Yeah, right, okay. I think I'm getting somewhere. I think I'm getting somewhere. Delete row. Right, okay, here we go. Just quickly text wrap that. Right, okay, so if I now move that over there, so you can see this now, yeah? Right, does that make sense? Right, we're about to break the wall. I'm watching TJ do admin while doing admin. We're getting there. Look, see? We've got something now, right? So I want to lock this. I want to lock this down. So how do I lock my? Again, let me remember how to do this. There's one of these where I can. Sure, I can lock it. Cheesy Football, welcome and appreciate the follow. Freeze up column A. Is that it? Freeze up to column A. So if I then scroll across, that's it. Yeah. Right. Okay, cool. Like the idea of spreadsheets, I use a notepad and write everything. I mean, that's it there, right? Okay, so out of the players that we've looked at then, okay, Anderson and Forlerson are players that we've considered. So let's just colour them in for now. Yeah. So we're gonna Anderson we've looked at as well. And where else did we go? Dedication, the save is real. You better believe it. You better believe it. Urbanic. Yeah? Okay, right. So that's what we've potentially got then. As our first set. So that's our goalkeepers that we've looked at. Okay? Now we've got to do centre halves. Now we've got to do centre halves. Okay, so if we go to, what time on? 11 o'clock, cool. Right. If we go to Defender Central, expected goals prevented can change. That can be, what do we want for centre halves then? Centre halves probably going to be headers 1 per 90 minutes. And we're going to want something like tackles or interceptions, maybe? Blocks. Now, tackle completion ratio, again, remember that's going to be subjective because if you've got teams that are pressing and intercepting, then tackles aren't going to show up. So, again, let's think about that as it's not always going to be the metric that we look for. Yeah, how do I stop losing the bottom of the league but beat the league contenders? You can't. That's just how it is, I'm afraid. So at least 70% tackles as well. That gives us 53 players to look at. Do I want things like blocks, maybe? Or do I want like mistakes leading to a goal? That could be interesting because ultimately, right, okay, so that leaves us with 4. Right, so we don't want that. Progressive, passive, SCV, balls players. I think I've got a ball player. I just want just a clogger is what I need now, I think. That's what I'm thinking. And maybe I'm gonna put wage as well, maybe. Is it worth putting wage in there? Because is at most two and a half grand. Well, let's put 1,500 because we probably haven't even got that much. But that'll give us a bit of an idea as to who's around. Yeah. So if we have a look at our centre backs, so for example, Bahari here. Okay, who's meant to be good apparently. £2,800 is what he's currently earning. Okay, he has won 74% of his headers. He's won 76% of his tackles. Seven yellow cards, 3 goals, which is good. He's unsporting, which is nice. Conte as well, someone that we're losing. He was 2,400. He won 76% of his headers. Tackles 90%. So Conte was actually playing better. Like, for me, Conte could possibly... We could technically keep him at the expense of Bahari, potentially. I mean, I know we're gonna lose Conte, so it's not really a thing we have to discuss. But you know, Bahari's better tackling, little bit quicker, I think. Actually, he's not actually any better, is he really? Yeah, it seems like there's an even spread though, because I mean he's completely more passive. None of them are really progressive though, to be honest. He's not dribbling the ball. He's more of a sort of no-nonsense centre-back. He's not pressuring the ball as much as Conte, but then again, Conte has played some games as a full-back, so some of these stats again might be slightly out. So I guess if we look in terms of the league and see for things like headers won, for example, where we got header won ratio 90%. Where's headers won per 90? Again, is that going to be in attacking, is it? It must have managed to make this a little bit larger for me to read. Headers won. Key headers. Luis Felipe. Key headers left back. Ooh, okay. Now we might be in the market for a left back. If our Scottish left back leaves, he won 79% of his headers at left back. 76% of his tackles, which, to be fair, puts him above average in the league. Average is 77, so he's winning 79% of his headers and winning 76% of his tackles. He's higher up already. Possession looks fine. Getting the ball forward as well. He could be decent at tackling. He's got good TJ DNA. Work rate, fitness, stamina. Now the question is, though, is he going to be available? Because he signed this season, so maybe not. But someone to maybe keep our eye on, I think, possibly. Dagger Yosefferson. That's another Yosefferson. He's £1,000. It's too expensive for now. Although maybe we could do a deal. We can maybe wangle something. I'm just going to go for anyone who's less than £1,000. Rasmus Wikström. Where did he play? Sirius. Didn't play very much. Well, 15 games on loan. I mean, practical signing, so not really great. Likes big matches. Clears the ball quite a bit. Fairly susceptible to injuries as well. Alexander Lickenbach. I mean, look at that. Flowing locks. 25, 6'4". Won 80% of his tackles. He only won 69% of his headers, which is weird given the fact he's 6'4". But I mean, he looks like he's got some bits about him. Could be brave, could be good at positioning, could be fit, determined, bit of a leader, strong, likes to jump. The aggressor, doesn't shy away from getting involved, excelling at winning back possession in the air and on the ground. Does his defending close to goal, specialising in last-ditch blocks and clearances. I like the sound of this guy already. What are the scouts saying? I mean, that is a player we need to be looking at. His contract expires next year. He came on a free. Right, okay, Lickenbach. I see ya. Olivia Rose. Dusan Antich. Unambitious. I mean, we don't need that, do we? Ruskovaci, £2,700. Tim Stahlhelden. Too much. Onyema. Too much. Looks good, though. Looks very good, actually. If we had money, he'd be someone to look at. Ole Samuelson, too expensive. Valentin, again, I don't really want to be looking at the 30-odd-year-olds. There's Zekovic down there as well. So, we want to look for someone who's got a bit of resale value also. Juho Mikola. Juho! Wanted by Djurgården. Listed for loan. Okay. Now that's interesting. Because I guess you might be facing other 6'4" players or taller. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Juho again is another one of those guys who doesn't shy away from getting involved. Now, if he's available for loan, that could be interesting. He's playing for Kalmar as well, and they, of course, were up near the top, so let's see what happens there. Sorry. Sidney Freitas. He's probably reaching a little bit higher to the £1,000 mark. 2 goals. Per Hermanson. 3,600, but look at this guy, though. Look at him. Marjanovic. 4.5 grand. Is there a point when Musterman goes, I've looked at every single player, that's enough? Because I wonder just how many players we need to look at before we say we've seen them all. Well, obviously we haven't seen them all, but you know what I mean? Like, when do your eyes adjust fully to what is in front of you? Andreas Krupp. Because I am also considering as well that what might happen is we might, for example, we might get to the end of all this and think, right, okay, fine, we've made our mind up, we've put our bids in for our players, and then it gets to a couple of weeks down the line and the board go, well, actually, we're going to give you more money. So we spent all this time looking at players to save money, and then there's like a couple of lads that rock up that were like, oh, we could have maybe bought them as well. I wonder when that happens. Axel Sandin. Ebro must have had a decent season, did they? 13th, and these players are getting good statistics. You know? Conte, Johan Carlson, Antich, Habib Ouattara, Lucas Lundberg, Juan Ario from Mielby. I mean, right sider, so I mean, Josefferson plays right. Would we look to move Jefferson inside? He's not available anyway, so it doesn't really matter. No, Soderberg, Bjerga, Jakob Ruhl. He's too expensive as well. Okay, so if I go to my scouted players here, then it's 37 players we think we've got here. Where's our we're looking for key headers. Headers 1 per 90 minutes. Tony Perejica wins 78% of his headers, 89% of his tackles, 6'2", Croatian. Playing in Iceland. Scout him for that. Sander Moen Foss, 33. Composed, good decision making, good endurance, good strength, good leadership, good determination. 34 is interesting. I'm not normally drawn to a 34-year-old in game, but maybe sometimes it might make sense. Might do. Lots of Icelanders. Lickenbach's the guy that I like though. Karim Anwar. Looks expensive as well. Shartson. I wonder if I have to put that view back in again, don't I? The problem is if I try and actually tell you what, let me try and import it again. Import view, shortlist. No. Import. Scout. That's it. Right, that puts that back in there. Let's then get all these players. Added to the sheet as well. Actually, let's add another column here. Delete that. Lock that. Freeze. That's right, wasn't it? Okay. So centre backs here now. Right, okay. And that gives us a bit of an idea here then for centre backs. Okay, and who have we looked at? Any of these or none of these? Licking back. This guy, right. Okay. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to put my other one here, which is going to be this is going to be my targets. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be called goalkeepers. Centre backs. Copy that. Paste that there. Right. Lock that. Okay. Cut. Paste that down here. Because he's obviously not a goalkeeper, is he? So we'll put that. Copy, paste. Right, so there you go. This is what we're currently looking at then. So we've got a couple of goalkeepers, a centre back. How are we 10 seasons in and we have 50 grand transfer budget? Well, we joined after we joined mid-season, so we don't really know. So not a lot of this problem is our fault. Track title, good question. This is called Maximum Stamina by Neon One. I'm also like Yuho McCullough. That's how we get McCullough into that scout player bit as well. Headers one is at least 0. Jesus. What's wrong with McCullough? Why is he not showing up? Headers 1, tackles is 78. Oh, it's because his wage is too high. That's why. Okay, so McCall's an option. Goalkeepers are fine. Pereira, we reckon's fine as an option as well. Midfield, should we try and have a little look at midfield options? Because, again, if we're going to stick with the 4-4-2, right, and let's, the question's going to be, well, what happens with Amane? Does Amane stay? He's got a long-term contract. No one's coming in for him. £3.5 million. So £3.5 million, yeah. £3.7 million value. £3.5 a week wages. In terms of how he played, he ended up getting goals. He ended up getting assists. He is one of our better players. Probably one of our best players, to be honest. Where do we play him? Is probably the question. The quarterback. The heartbeat and build-up player, regularly involved in possession, excels at progressing the ball and making key passes. Now, does that say DLP to you? Or does that say central midfielder on attack? Because likes to beat opponents repeatedly. He could be a DLP, couldn't he? So, for example, we could change Amane to a DLP on support. We love the idea of sexy Peter Hyland dropping in there, playing alongside him. He's a regista, so what we could technically do, maximum stamina by Neon Light, I believe it was called. It's on Epidemic Sound, so I don't know whether or not you'll find it by able to search it, because it should be it's technically like royalty free, I suppose. Like you pay a subscription for it. Look at his XG though, in comparison to his actual output. Amane, this guy here, non-expected assists goal, non-expected penalty goals 0.17. Yeah, I mean he's a central midfielder, so he's not gonna get loads of goals. Surely he's not striking the ball a lot. 1.4 shots per 90 minutes, and 0.28 goals per 90. That's I don't get what we're looking at here. Are we looking at is this a bad thing? Because I'm not expecting him to be the goal scorer. I'm not expecting him to be the goal scorer. So for me, he's got an XG of 4.809. Okay, fine, but I'm not paying him to score, essentially. Like, he might get himself into good positions eventually, but we've been moving him around. He's been as a central midfielder on attack. He's been a defensive midfielder. He's got most of his goals from central midfield. What else do we know then about his XG? Where's that come from? Right, so where's his scoring? Okay, high scoring, clinical shooting. He sits around the mid here. Is 30 no chance of getting more than 3 million for him? Yeah, exactly, 100%. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But he's also he's also costing us $3.5 a week, so he's a sellable asset in the fact that we could get some money from him, because everyone else in the team's not worth £3 million either. So if someone comes in for him, we get rid. Until this point, because he's on high wages, he's going to be hard to shift. We also have to think, well, is he our best player? Is he worth holding on to? And for now, probably, if we can find a cheaper alternative, absolutely. But we have to find a cheaper alternative whilst moving him on, because we can't afford to have 3.5 grand sat on the bench. Do you know what I mean? So that's sort of where we are. And bear in mind, things will change because we're in November right now. The market could open up in December, so maybe there'll be interest. Our season's literally just finished. In fact, it's probably there's still cup games to play, so we don't necessarily have the transfer have his. The market's probably not there for him right at this very moment in time. Yeah, so we have to think about him. We have to think about him replacement. We also have to think about, well, who's going to be in that midfield. So if he stays, then he goes there. If he leaves, then we obviously have to think about something else. Yeah. My question, of course, now is, well, who does he play alongside? So do we have him with Highland? Do we try and get him to move forward? Again, his XG is very low, so he's not really taking many chances himself. He's playing very deep. Do we look to offer him that regista role that he likes and say, right, fine, see where you sit? But that's further back again for me, and I don't know. I don't really want him roaming so much, especially if Amane is sat up there. It's a little bit too asymmetric for my liking. I'll have to think about that. Can I share my spreadsheet to help tracking data on season? You can send it, I suppose. Yeah, we can always have a look at it. There's no, I'm not against an extra bit of info. If it's something useful, then yeah, go for it. Jefferson and Ayari are absolute lock-ons. They're definitely staying. I liked Ayari as a wide playmaker. I thought he was good. He got goals. He got enough goals anyway, I should say, sorry. 6 in the league, 5 assists. Again, maybe he should be scoring more. Expected assists is high. 2.47 dribbles per game. 2 man of the matches. 11 clearances, interestingly enough, which is I wasn't expecting. But yeah, he was up there creating interesting stuff. What we could do, I suppose, is move Jefferson inside, but I don't really want to do that because he got 10 assists. So I think we need to keep him outside on the keep him out wide. 8 goals, 10 assists, 19 years old. I think he's I think Jefferson had a great season. Really, really good season. We need to try and lock him down. We might end up losing him, to be honest. And that's kind of what we're going to expect, but it is what it is, I suppose. You know? But we shall see. We shall see. And then there's Trushberg, who we're probably not going to re-sign. 5 goals in 13 isn't bad. Can we extend that loan? No. Okay, fair enough. So then we want to probably look at strikers who've outperformed their XG, I think. So let's have a little look, shall we? Strikers. Headers 1, we want to change that to XG over performance. There we go. Don't want tackle conversion. I want I guess I don't really need anything else. I just need goals, really. 143 players returned in the striking category. These players all seem to be centre back, which is odd. Position striker, yeah. It's expected goals. I don't understand why they're can play. Yeah, I don't get why is this view all wrong? That's a different view in it. There you go. Right, I'm confused why that now says centre backs. So let's do it again, shall we? Position striker. XG over performance. Stats in general. Minutes at least 1,000. And then playing in Sweden. 10 players found. 10 in Sweden. Right, okay, cool. There's our Swedish strikers then. They're all old. They're all old. And Dor, he played against us. He scored a couple against us, actually. Remember him. He's had a free transfer, though. Jamal and Dor. Anders Gravesen. We've got him on the shortlist. He's £1,000, though. Leo Jonsson. 29, 1,500 quid. 7 goals in 11 games. Starting. Thing is, sometimes we maybe just have to. We might have to potentially look at a 30-year-old or a 31-year-old and go, right, do you know what? We might need it. If we change that to 900, will that give us anything more? I guess the fact we've got it as natural striker as well, maybe we just play accomplished at, can play. We've got one more player and it's a 35-year-old. Excellent. We've broadened the horizons and we went for a 35-year-old. Lucas Zetterberg. Players wide. Lucas Brahim. Where's he? Is he on loan? Is he? On loan at Braga. I'll tell you what, let's scout Andor, because Andor played against us. I remember seeing him. He's got 8 goals in 33, so it's not brilliant. Yeah. But I do certainly remember him standing out. Have we had any strikers come through? Somerset we like as a midfielder. That wage needs to change. I can't afford $2,000 with you, mate. So where have you been playing? Midfield, 2 goals, 4 assists. (15 clearances, 74% tackles. He's a leader. He's only 5'7". Wins the ball back. Decent passes. Pressures are okay. I guess we compare him with Sexy Peter, don't we? More assists, better XG, more shots. Not winning as many headers though. Pressuring the ball more. Winning the ball back. He's not losing it. Less progressive passes though. So he's doing better than what Sexy Peter's doing. But Peter's getting his foot in though. And Peter's only 19, so Peter's got time to learn. He's not in 38.63 passes per 90 minutes. That seems low. Two-footed. Well, there's not a lot between them. In fact, actually, you would argue that maybe Sexy Peter's got a little bit more about him. Lacking a bit of movement, possibly. He's better in the air. He's maybe not as brave. He's a little bit quicker. Maybe this guy comes in to sort of like help bring Peter on, possibly. But not for $2,000. Luis Felipe, we've had a little nosy at. Yahaya, we think is going to stay. But again, he might leave because, well, he might leave because he's picking up $2,000 wages. Right, Urbanic, they doesn't want to come for a trial, so. Or for false earners either. Is he listed? He is listed. Scout him. See what we can do then for players going forward. I'm not sure if I've made that seem like that was fairly straightforward or not. That felt interesting. I was like, I sort of think I understand that a little bit. Zevkovic, I would say Zevkovic goes higher up. Conte, we should probably remove. How do we remove people from the from here? Or change the squad plan. There we go. Right. Conte, I think we take out because he's not going to be there. Mustafa, Carlson, Shamanin we're going to remove as well because he's not going to make it. Get him gone. Gustafsson's at fullback, so why is he hanging about in the centre halves? Carlson's a fullback. Game at the centre halves. Conte's gone. McNabb, Conte's out of there. We need someone in left back, really, don't we? Extra bit of depth. Right midfield. Where's the guy who's doing the right midfield job right now? Josefsson. He's the number one on the right. Kalanko's leaving. Vinier's leaving. Nygaard and Balderson. Let's trigger that extension, keep him there for a bit longer. Armani, Convig we think's going to go. Vinier's going. Eversson, Turkman. It's not brilliant, is he? Planning Breeder. 1,700 quid. Oh, there's another one that's going to go. Actually, that helps. Set for release. There we go. No longer on the wage bill. Mustafa's not a midfielder. Everson's probably not good enough to go in that position there. Convig's going to go. Let's set him for release as well then. Okay, so he's gone. Vigne's still not. He's got another year left in his contract. Jesus. Right, he can go. He can go. He can go. Those are the players they've got. I think I've just I've kept them in, haven't I? Mikkel Stanovic. Okay, you can stay. Ristic up front, wanted by Volosh. Rasmus Vent, he was injured. Is he back fit now? If he is, I'm wondering why I've not been playing him. Deeb's going to be going. So we might as well release him. Kalanko, set for release. Sell Balderson. Cater. He's got to come off as well, hasn't he? And then right. If we go now to that, doesn't look great, does it? And we'll start to wrap up, by the way, at this point. And this is where we're currently at for next season. Minus Tronsbergt, maybe minus Bahari. I think we need a better centre half than Bahari. Maybe minus Habila. Breed is classed as our best wide player, despite the fact he's not, and he's going to be released, and he's also not Iari. How they've got that, I've got no idea. Interesting. I think we've got a bit of a... Yeah, I think we've got some stuff we need to learn for next season, because there's quite a bit we need to fix with this team. This is before we even get into the whole data side of stuff as to what they can and can't do. Passing map seems to be working quite nicely, so the formation sort of works, I guess. XG, we've scored more than we expected, so expected to score 45.6, we scored 47. We're expected 41.6 points, we got 41. we're expected to finish 9th and finished 8th. So, not a bad season, to be honest, when you think about where we came from and where we joined up. We're losing the ball high up in the pitch, but we're winning it back on the halfway. Still getting far too much work done in that defensive area of the pitch. We need to be looking to move that off, I think, to be honest. And, yeah, try and get out of the... get out of our defense. Yeah. So that's where we are. That's where we are. So I think the best thing to do now then is go to bed. Go do a raid. Yeah, that's what we should do, shouldn't we? We should go and
Champions Leagues are there?
pass it to Mr. Maggio, because Sai's just gone on, hasn't he? So that'll be nice. Go and say hello to Sai. Tell him that we sent. Tell him we sent you. Tell him we send all of our love. And yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you on Friday. Keep your eyes peeled for the FM show tomorrow, by the way, if you're not already seeing it. Breezy's raiding in. Breezy, welcome in, by the way, Breezy. Pleasure to see you. Thank you very, very much for that. I've cancelled our raid just as you were raiding through, but yeah, the timing is impeccable. So don't worry, we're still here, Breezy's lot. We are still here, but we'll evening. Welcome all. So welcome to the stream. This is TJ does Moneyball in Sweden after sort of doing a Journeyman for a bit and realising that when you turn up to Sweden, there's no money at the football club, and we had like $2,000 to spend. We joined halfway through the season and we managed to get ourselves established at the end of the season. We flirted relegation a little bit, but then we got ourselves finished 8th, which is good. We've spent some time in the Musterman skin doing this, going through cherry picking data, statistics, things that I find they don't come naturally to me. Numbers don't come naturally to me. So I've spent a bit of time trying to understand it. And then I've made things more confusing by having a spreadsheet. And this is like me players that I'm going after. So they're there as well. And that's clearly wrong, isn't it there? So for some reason that doesn't tally up. I need to reload that back in. Something's gone wrong there with the yeah, why is that not copied nicely? I don't know. Right, I'm confused. This is the thing. I shouldn't be getting involved in this sort of behaviour, right? You know, numbers aren't for me. Right? But I've got a centre back I like. I've got 3 goalkeepers I'm trying to pick from, and another Brazilian one as well. So this is where we are, right? But yeah, we are playing Moneyball, so, and attributeless, so you can't actually see what anybody looks like, really, which I guess ultimately is even more difficult than Football Manager needs to be. So I've made it more complicated than I have to make it for art. And is it art or is it stupidity? I haven't decided yet, and no one's willing to say either way. So for now, I think we just leave it very much as a, well, you know, it's art is subjective, and I don't know whether this is art or stupidity. I think it's probably stupidity. I think Luffy's probably right. We have a transfer budget of £269,000, which is a hell of a lot more than the £2,000 we had as we joined the club. Breezy, a pleasure. Thank you very much, mate. We will see you very soon, hopefully. Thank you, as always, for the raid. And if you don't follow Breezy, by the way, from my stream, please go and do so. I do love Breezy. He's genuinely, he's one of life's lovely people. And do you know what? Taller than you expected in real life as well. So just imagine that. But yes, take care of yourself, man. I'll catch you up very, very soon. So more money then. Does this now change our thinking slightly? We have money to spend. Ooh. Maybe the last hour has now been redundant. Oh God, I hate this. Amane is now wanted though by Volosh, so that's good. And Ristich is wanted by Volos as well. We can't afford Ristich to go. Can we? Jurgard Balderson. Well, we don't want him to go either. I think we need to go. Right, we will go and raid now. As I say, appreciate everyone who's come in from Brace's raid. We were tagging into Mr. Maggio. So if you aren't following the FM Show podcast, by the way, please make sure you check that out. There's a new episode tomorrow with Dave Black, who is the Champman 97-98 aficionado and lover of Corinthian figures. Those little, remember those little Corinthian figures, the little footballers with the massive heads. Loves them. Good, yeah, appreciate the follow. The raid, very, very kind. Do you know what? This shows how popular I am. This shows how nice everyone thinks I am. They're all turning up. They're all raiding in. They're going, you know what? TJ's place is a good hangout spot. Let's go and see TJ. Let's go and show some love there. Obviously, it's awkward when I'm trying to raid somewhere else, but it's nice that everyone comes in. So thank you very much for being part of the stream. Good. I hope your stream was good too. And as I say, welcome raiders. Apologies that we are unfortunately going to tag out, but we will go and see Sai Maggio. As I say, if you don't follow the FM Show podcast, go and get yourself follow the FM Show podcast tomorrow. Join the Discord as well while you're here as well, and also as well, if you could vote for the FM Show as best content in the football content awards, that would be lovely as well. I've got a nomination form there, which you can all feel free to fill in at your leisure, and fill it in for whatever category you want. There's no podcast for Football Manager, but fill it in. Recommend the FM Show podcast. We'd really appreciate it. But yeah, go on then. Right, I'm gonna go to bed. It's a pleasure seeing you all. Go and give Sai Maggio some love, as I'm sure you will. We'll be back on Friday for more Moneyballing. So yeah, see you all on Friday. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. See you in a bit. Bye now.